Hello everyone, welcome back! It's time for episode 37 of Pickup Playtest. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is doing awesome today and are ready for some more, kicking back with some retro game goodness here in the TTrom Plays Games retro game collection. So this is actually one of my newest acquisitions to the collection. I just got it as of the time of recording a few days ago or so. This is Ms. Pac-Man Special Color Edition for the Game Boy Color. So, I mainly wanted to grab this. One of the first things that came to my mind when I saw it, out of the corner of my eye on the shelf, I picked it up. I'm like, you know what? I'm wondering if, with the screen crunch, like the screen dimensions of a Game Boy Color, is it going to make a game like Pac-Man or Ms. Pac-Man, harder to play? Because of, the, dimensions being off from a standard arcade cabinet and things like that. Oh, by the way, as I was doing test recordings, I found out that this game also comes with Super Pac-Man, so we gotta check that out before this episode's over. I don't even know what Super Pac-Man is, if I'm, being completely honest with you. So, that should be pretty cool to check out. But first, we're gonna go with the OG Ms. Pac-Man. And, so we can mess with the settings here. We got the arcade mode, we got a hard mode, 1 or 2 players. I'm just going to go arcade 1 player, and we'll just go from there. So let's do it. So yeah, one of the first things that entered my head was, oh golly, the dimensions of a Game Boy Color are nowhere near the dimensions of an arcade cabinet, and so, is that going to be, super, taxing? Is that going to be, something that makes it harder to see the entire board? And the answer is, well, pretty much undeniably yes, because you literally cannot see from one side of the board to the other. That just comes with the territory. And what is handheld gaming, if not something where you have to deal with the limitations in order to have one of your favorite games on the go, you know what I mean? Take a look at that. The screen wrap where you're supposed to... Oh, I thought I could squeeze it in. Dang. The screen wrap where you go from this to this... Since you can't see from one side of the board to the other, it's actually pretty hilarious, and I'm assuming pretty easy to not know that a ghost is on the other side, and you just immediately teleport into them without having any sort of idea that they were there. If I'm not mistaken, I had that problem. I had a similar problem when I did some of the maze challenges in Pac-Man World 2. During my Pac-Man World 2 Let's Play. Way back in... way back towards the summer of 2021, when I first started that LP. Oh, Inky's got the jukes, do ya? Well, how about this? Ah, boom! I got the jukes right back at you, my friend. Anyway. Grab that. No, grab it! Thank you, Miss Pac-Man. So, yeah, this is probably one of the more arcadey, well, straight up, it is an arcadey type of game. More arcade-type game for the first time here on Pickup Playtest since the Donkey Kong arcade trilogy episode, I want to say. So, yeah. And, of course, Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man, they're just as iconic, arguably, arcade games as Donkey Kong is. Aw, look, they're in love. I love the little cutscenes that came with Ms. Pac-Man. It's one of the, in my opinion, reasons that makes... This could be a fun little conversation for us to have in this episode of Pickup Playtest. What do you think is a superior version of Pac-Man, the arcade game? You think it's the OG Pac-Man? Do you like Ms. Pac-Man more? If I was to be asked, I would definitely say that yes, I like Ms. Pac-Man more. It's got the cute little cutscenes every few mazes. It's got, if we're talking like the original arcade version, not this version, because it doesn't really seem like I'm going that fast, but in the original arcade version, I think you travel a heck of a lot faster than Pac-Man when you play this version, so that, in my opinion, makes the game a little bit more fun. Just because it runs faster. Maybe I just like having a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog, vibe to my Pac-Man gameplay. I don't really know. But also, the mazes change all the time in Ms. Pac-Man. I don't think they did that in the original Pac-Man. So every few screens, you have a new layout to contend with, which can definitely keep you on your toes. So yeah, feel free to, like, converse with me in the comments or on Twitter about, like, your history with this series, and were you a quarter munching machine back in the day? Did you absolutely destroy all of the other patrons at your local arcade playing this game and stuff? Like, let me know your, like, Pac-Man / Ms. Pac-Man, like, heroic escapade stories and whatnot. Like, I would love to, you know, hear epic tales of people conquering the arcade scene back in the day. Because I do love me some arcade gaming. Oh, I thought we were going to get another cutscene, so I took the liberty of taking a quick swig of my soda pop here, but we still have to do another maze. Yeah, there are so many versions of Pac-Man, it's, like, not even funny. Like apparently Super Pac-Man, which is on this very cartridge, and I did not know that picking up this game, so I'm definitely curious about taking a look at that, like I said, before this episode's up. Because what is Pickup Playtest, if not a deep delve into my retro game collection and satiating a whole bunch of curiosity when it comes to what lies on all of the cartridges and discs in TTrom's ever-growing arsenal of old video games. Is that it? Yes, it is. Excellent. Yay, it's the chase, right? And then the next one is when they have baby Pac-Man Jr. How adorable, right? So one thing I'm noticing right away is it's undeniable that you have very small screen real estate actually dedicated to the gameplay itself. More so than I actually envisioned when I sort of pictured this game in my head, because I didn't really think that they would... Inky's just coming for it. I bet if I just, like, stayed in that corner, like, he would just keep chasing me over and over in a circle forever. That'd be hilarious. No, Pinky, no. Okay. But yeah, there's even less of the screen dedicated to the gameplay because of the score area and, like, the area on the far right there, where that's keeping track of your live counter and your, like, what fruit level you're on and stuff. So, in a way, I'm glad that they offer you a quick glance at you know, information like that, but at the same time, they could have given you a little bit more of the actual maze to work with if they cut back on info like that. I don't actually know how you would compromise that, you know. I don't envy Game Boy Color devs for having to use the screen space to such a degree that isn't a detriment to your game, but also can, you know, everything can fit on the screen and be remotely visible and discernible by the player. Goodness! Oh! I actually was dodging him. I turned back around too quickly and actually ran into him. Man, I was dodging him for longer than I thought I would. I tend to think I'm not the best at these arcade Pac-Man type games, but sometimes I guess I can get lucky and pull off a random move like that, huh? Yeah, this is definitely one of the classics. Whenever I go to the arcade, it's not often, especially with the pandemic and stuff, it does kind of suck that arcade gaming has taken a hit over the years. But whenever I do get to go and stuff, I love to go to the section. I have a couple of different arcades near me that seem to have like a dedicated section to games that are slightly older. And some of my favorite cabinets to visit are Pac-Man type games, as well as probably my favorite arcade cabinet of all time. I probably mentioned this in a previous episode of Pickup Playtest, or either maybe like a episode of a Let's Play or something, because I love the crap out of this machine. But it's a Donkey Kong Jr., and Mario Bros. Arcade cabinet. Like it's like a three game combo. I love it. Oh, how embarrassing! The orange ghost got me. The ghost with the weakest / dumbest AI. How embarrassing is that? I should just hide my face in shame. Anyway. But yeah, arcades are so different now. Like, if y'all saw my 150 sub special, I did a, doggone it, Pinky. I did a look at some of my retro game collection at the time. And let's go hard mode, you know, for giggles. I'm curious about that. But, yeah, and I showed... My wife has a... she had a genuine stack of Chuck E. Cheese arcade tokens, and we have that sitting on the shelf as part of our collection, just because, like, it just reminds me of... It reminds me of the past, right? Like, you just don't get that kind of stuff nowadays with arcades. Everything is on, like, cards and stuff now. You just swipe and go. And tickets aren't physical anymore. You just get the tickets sort of loaded onto your card, and boy, maybe this hard mode really is hard. Go figure. This isn't... Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be like a fuddy-duddy, like, arcades suck now, because honestly they don't. Whenever I get the chance to go to an arcade, I'm usually game to do so. It's not like I'm lamenting the fact that we have to do it on cards now and stuff like that. The fact that arcades still exist and, you know, made a comeback and all that stuff, I'm all for it. But it's just different now, is all. And there are some bits of my childhood memories when it comes to arcades that I'm never going to get back. Dude, is the Orange Ghost even smarter now on hard mode? I'm genuinely curious, because it sure seems like it. Hopefully that rap was smart. Yep, okay. Inky's coming for it, as per usual. Alright. Get wrecked, ghosts. Nom nom nom, etc. Yeah, I sounded for a while there like I was, like, complaining that arcades are the way they are, to be honest with you. I'm just glad they're still around. Oh no, I thought I was done. I, like, eased off on the controls. Where's the last... There's, like, one dot left. Yeah, it's, like, way over there. Man. Well, at least I can just do this and this. There. I hate when I leave one dot in, like, a random corner of the maze. It makes me feel like I'm having an... angry video game nerd moment where I just go like, what was I thinking? Anyway. At least I beat a couple levels of hard mode, right? Go. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, aren't you supposed to be the stupid one, Clyde? Or is it Sue in Ms. Pac-Man? The Orange Ghost's name changes from Ms. Pac-Man to Pac-Man for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why they did that. Pinky, oh my goodness. Leave me alone. Ah, I said leave me alone. They got me. Yep. I said leave me alone. Not bear down on me. I'm gonna go hard mode again, just because I'm feeling sadistic today. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So, in case you're new to the series, what I do here on Pickup Playtest is... basically what I've already kind of hinted at. I'm a retro game collector, and I love kind of having a little extra go along with being a retro game collector, so I decided to share my findings out there in the retro game hunting wild here on YouTube with this show called Pickup Playtest. And I like to just chat with y'all and reminisce about games and see what y'all have to say about different games, different topics, and what have you and stuff. So, cool. I think I actually managed to do that maze this time without dying, so that is a little bit of improvement, right? Alrighty. Whoa! Oh no. Inky. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? Alright. Oh man, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper right now, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to not just belch right into the mic. I apologize if that happens. I'm trying my best to, like, hold it back, but, like, when you do gameplay and commentary and you make the mistake, in my opinion, of drinking Dr. Pepper while you're trying to talk, just gotta make sure you control the gases, TTrom. Control the gases in your stomach. Alright, cool. Just kind of dawned on me. I wonder if there was a Just a regular Pac-Man version for Game Boy Color. I can't imagine it would be much different than this. And probably inferior, because, like I said, I'm a fan of Ms. Pac-Man over Pac-Man. Hashtag Ms. Pac-Man is better. Hashtag represent. Anyway. Oh, dang. I just ran right into him. But yeah, I guess if I couldn't get my favorite arcade cabinet of all time, that triple pack, like I said, I would still love to own a Ms. Pac-Man game cabinet one day. That'd be pretty cool. These ghosts are, in my opinion, from what I can tell, way more capable of some seriously nasty jukes here on the hard mode, which I guess makes sense because they're trying to throw you off. So, all right, I feel like just a little bit more here of this game mode, and we got Super Pac-Man to try, so I definitely want to check that out. I'm down to my last life anyway, and I can't imagine this lasting too much longer because, again, I'm playing on hard mode now. Because I decided to give myself a challenge, lol, for reasons. Alright, Piggy, come get it, come get it! That's right, come get it. Well, she's running away now, so fine. Yes, 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 no! Darn. I wanted to get him before he changed back. Right. You ghosts think you can juke, can you? Well, frankly, you can, but I can juke right back. Am I gonna actually beat this maze? I not only am I about to beat the maze, I literally got 10,000 points, so I got a 1-up. So I'll beat the maze after getting the literal 2 dots that were left. All right, so I am still back down to one life, but man, I'm lasting longer than I thought I would. Hooray to my skills improving over the course of an episode of Pickup Playtest. You love those. I love those kinds of episodes when I'm actually improving instead of just bashing my head against the wall for a half hour or however long I'm recording. Although sometimes those kinds of episodes are funny too. I like to have both episodes where I have no idea what I'm doing and episodes where I do. It's a nice mix of the two, you know. And I really did get lucky with some finds in recent days of my retro game hunting, so I look forward to trying brand new stuff as well as stuff I'm slightly more familiar with in coming Pickup Playtest episodes, because the haul continues to grow, and I really do appreciate everybody's support over on Twitter. If you want to see, I post all the time. Like, when I find new games and stuff, I post over there all the time on the left, at TTrom_actual on Twitter. Follow me there if you're interested in seeing if and when, on certain days, my retro game collection gets updated. Because I do like to say, hey, I found a crazy new game, or I found this crazy new set of games and stuff, so I post over there all the time. Feel free to check that out if you are so inclined to do so. I appreciate it. And shout-outs to everybody who is following me over there. I very much appreciate that as well. So let's back out, and let's go over to Super Pac-Man now. I honestly, like I said earlier, I don't really think I have full recollection of what this game actually is. Is it the 3D one? Is it like the semi-3D maze? I'm not sure. Stage 1. Apple 10 points. No, it's not the 3D one. He's growing big and the ghosts look weird. What's going on? Okay. I am already confused. Am I supposed to be eating the keys? Am I supposed to be eating the keys? I think I'm supposed to be eating the keys. Oh no, they're after me. They're gonna sandwich me. This is ridiculous. What am I looking at? What is this? What did Super Pac-Man even... What is this? What is a star? What is this, Mario all of a sudden? This is crazy. I've never seen this in my life. I don't know what this is. Was this in arcades? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it was. Or is this something that's exclusive to this cartridge? Green dots? Oh yeah, that's what makes me big, I guess. Yeah, okay. So the keys... Oh, I get it. The keys unlock certain... Oh wait, I thought I could hit them if I was big. I think the keys unlock all the different areas where you can get apples, and then you're still supposed to get all the apples to clear the level. I think that's what is going on here. Right? Yay. Whoa! Screen flash warning! Okay. Bananas. Right, so get all of the keys to get access to every single fruit on the stage, and then you can win, basically, is how this version works, I guess. Get munched, ghosts. This is so weird. In a cool way. I mean, oh, you know what? Now I know what the point of Giant Pac-Man is. This game is wonky, but I'm starting to piece it together bit by bit. So you become Giant Pac-Man to get past the gates without needing the keys. And then you grab the super pellets to eat the ghosts like normal. And then when you grab the keys, that's another way to unlock the gates. That's like the quote-unquote normal way. That's the quote-unquote normal way to unlock the gates. But if you grab a green dot, you can bypass the gates more easily by just doing that. Haha, hooray, type of thing. And stars in the middle for some reason. I don't, again, really quite understand the point of that, but I'm just going to try to roll with it. Can anybody enlighten me on this version, though? Like, is this a Game Boy Color cartridge exclusive? Or was something like this released in arcades as well, and I'm just completely, you know, oblivious to it? The Giant Pac-Man power-up does remind me of... Did y'all ever play the, like, arcade versus, like, Pac-Man edition where, like, 4 people at the same time are in control of Pac-Man on a giant screen and you're all trying to, like, eat each other to win the game? Because that's kind of what this Giant Pac-Man power-up reminds me of. Pac-Man Battle Royale, I believe that game is called. If you have an arcade near you and it has that, I highly recommend playing it, especially with the maximum of 4 players, because it's just... You think Pac-Man 99 is crazy, and frankly, Pac-Man 99 is crazy. But if you want crazy Pac-Man action in an actual arcade, then yeah, I almost said Pokemon or whatever. Pokemon! No, Pac-Man Battle Royale would be your ticket in for that, then. Okay, so you are still invulnerable to the ghosts when you're giant. Good to know. This is like I'm trying to tutorialize myself on this game on the fly. It's kind of working. Alright, wrap back around. Excellent. No! I pressed down! I swear I did. Sure you did, TTrom. That's what they all say. Blame the game, or blame the controls. It's never your fault. It's never the gamer's fault, right? We've proven that with science a long time ago. It's always the controls, or the game, or lag, or anything, but it's definitely not the player's fault whenever you screw up. Yay, more cute cutscenes. Bonus stage with a donut of some kind? What? What? You could just go around as a giant Pac-Man. That's fun. I'm supposed to still unlock the stuff, gotcha. I'm like, why can't I go through the pink walls? Oh well. Ooh, is that a burger? That's what I'm talking about, Pac-Man. I'm actually kind of hungry for burgers now. It's too late today to make burgers, so I'm thinking burgers tomorrow for dinner. Actually, that's just kind of convenient because my wife and I already decided on burgers tomorrow for dinner, so that's just kind of a funny coincidence is all. Grab the star for reasons. I still don't quite understand what's going on with that, but I'm not going to learn everything about this game in, you know, the small amount of time I'm spending with it on this particular video, but maybe I'll go back to it later on because I'm not gonna lie to you, this is Ms. Pac-Man Special Color Edition, but I'm actually having more fun right now with this Super Pac-Man game mode. I was not expecting What? A fried egg or an egg with a yolk in it or whatever? I'm not a big egg connoisseur, so if I just totally called that the wrong thing, then, you know, feel free to laugh at me and poke fun at me and say that my egg knowledge is not very excellent. Did I seriously just... Oh boy, I'm burping now. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's the Dr. Pepper talking. Oh dear. This is crazy. Crazy fun! Yeah, I was not expecting this game mode, but I wholeheartedly approve. Oh, I should have... Sometimes I press the button so quickly, and then it's like, the game doesn't register it. Bloop, bloop. Oh my goodness. Well, that sure... This sure is an absolute blast. Yeah. So, there you have it. This is a really fun little Game Boy Color cart that has two very fun Pac-Man related titles. We've got Ms. Pac-Man, an absolute classic. I think I like the arcade version a little bit more just because of, like I said, that fast-paced action that only Ms. Pac-Man can provide on an arcade cabinet. But this was a pleasant surprise to find as well. I love this Super Pac-Man stuff. Eventually when I go to post this video, I can't wait to see if people in the comments actually, like, know more about this version than I do. And, like, yeah, there was actually a Super Pac-Man cabinet that I knew back in my arcade or something. That'd be really cool. Like, I honestly would love to know if this was an exclusive to this or if it was, you know, something that I missed in all those arcade days growing up. Let me know what you know about this, because this definitely took me by surprise. In a good way. I only need like a couple more apples. Ugh. Last life on stage 1 again. I want to try to at least beat this maze one more time. Well, I can as long as I get that super pellet, right? And no! No! I refuse. I refuse to take that loss. We are doing stage 1 one more time, and I'm going to win before the end of this episode. Doggone it. We're going to get huge right away and just storm, just absolutely destroy the bottom half of this maze to begin with. No holds barred, man. There we go. I feel like that's a stronger start than last time. Oh, I missed the star. I thought I was totally going to grab it. Yo, Blinky went the wrong way, but Clyde got me instead. Womp womp. Yo, speaking of Clyde, a little bit of funny Pac-Man World 2 trivia. I know I mentioned this already, but I did Pac-Man World 2 as my second Let's Play on the channel, and I'm pretty sure in that game they messed up Clyde and Blinky's names, because one of the things towards the end of the game is a boss fight with the orange ghost, or I mean the red ghost, pardon me, in a volcano type area. Yes, we beat this level. Hooray. But they call it Clyde in the Caldera. They call it Clyde in the Caldera despite it being a fight against, very clearly, the red ghost. Which begs the question, did they know they screwed it up, or did they just decide to be different? Did they decide that the names no longer really mattered? Were they being funny? Like, I honestly don't really understand that whole phenomenon. I really don't. It was something that confused me then, and it's something that still confuses me to this day. So, maybe somebody explained that later on from Namco or whoever the people behind that game. Maybe they're like, oh yeah, that's right, we actually did screw that up. But, we don't really care, because you shouldn't care either, TTrom. It's just the name of a ghost in a silly arcade game. Anyway. Yeah, perhaps I'm looking too far into it. Anyway, this was really fun. I love a quick little zany arcade action in my day, and that delivered in spades. I love Ms. Pac-Man still, and Super Pac-Man was a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting that to be in this game, first and foremost. and I wasn't expecting it to be as fun as it was either. So when you put those two together, I say this was a pretty fun little package. If you were able to like have this on the go with your Game Boy Color back in the day, let me know. I'm sure it was a treat to have for car rides, stuff you wanted to just, kill a few hours, waiting for your parents to drive you to your destination or whatever, you're going on vacation or whatever. You just pop this in your Game Boy Color and have some fun. I can see that being a thing. Really cool stuff. All right, that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode of Pickup Playtest. I had a lot of fun with this. Hope you all enjoyed watching. If you're up for more of me showing off my retro game goodness, feel free to stick around, maybe drop a sub for future episodes, but I do have, again, like 36 other episodes of this show as well. I believe I did that math correctly. So yeah, feel free to take a look at that. I also do Let's Plays of Steam games and other retro games and things like that, so if y'all are interested in anything here on the TTromPlaysGames YouTube channel or my Twitter, I appreciate all the support across, the interwebs, as it were. So until the next upload here on the TTromPlaysGames YouTube channel, I've been your host, TTrom. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and thanks for all the support. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.